Good morning, everyone. We're just going to wait one more moment because there are still quite a few people logging in. Just bear with us one sec.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on learning how to plan out your financial future. I'm Andrea Patterson, the Financial Planning Manager at the Amergin Group. If you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to put them on the chat bar. Connor, would you like to introduce yourself and also go through what we're going to cover today?
Thanks, Andrea. My name is Connor and I'm the Managing Director here at Amergin. It's that time of the year when we tend to look back over all that we've achieved in the last 12 months and start to make plans for the new year. If you're anything like me, you'll be looking to kind of set resolutions that see you spending more time with your family, maybe establishing a better work-life balance, get fit, lose a few pounds. In any case, it's a really good time to think about your financial fitness and taking control of your personal finances. And so in today's webinar, we're going to get an understanding of what lifestyle financial planning is and how it differs from the more old school, old style financial advisory approach. We're going to talk about the importance of establishing your financial goals, and we're going to examine how financial modelling helps you get a better understanding of your financial situation today and what it will look like in the future. We're going to learn how to determine that amount that gives you financial peace of mind and allows you to have confidence as you look forward. In the end, we're going to establish realistic expectations of what your financial resources can achieve and get an understanding of those financial decisions that you have to make. So, Andrea, would you mind explaining a little more detail about what lifestyle financial planning involves and how it differs more from the old style approach?
Thanks, Connor. I would just like to start off the webinar today explaining why events and goals play such a major role in planning out your future in lifestyle financial planning. At the start of the process, we help clients identify where they are today, where they want to be, and the processes they need to follow to create a plan that helps them achieve what matters to them most in their life. We help people figure out what they want in their future, and if they don't know, which is often the case, we ask them questions to help them identify what it is that they don't want, and we work from there. No two people have identical financial circumstances, which is why it is essential that you have a custom financial planning solution that meets your individual needs and goals. Planning for financial success can be complicated. A broad knowledge of everything from complex retirement and investment products to risk management strategies and tax laws are required. Your financial roadmap should provide you with clarity about your future. It should detail every aspect of your vision, your hopes, fears and goals. It should also describe exactly how your future will look and help you to know exactly where you are headed and when you're likely to arrive. Take some time and ask yourself some of these questions. Can I sleep comfortably at night knowing I have enough money for my future? Do I have the security of knowing where I am headed financially? Do I have a complete understanding of my financial position? Am I going to be able to maintain my current lifestyle once I stop working? What would I like my retirement to look like? And what things would I like to do in my retirement?
For want of a better explanation, in guiding you through the process and in seeking to ease the stress and simplify the management of your finances, we wear three hats. We wear a life planning hat, we wear our financial planning hat, and we wear our financial advisor's hat. And so with our financial planning hat, in the first instance, we help you identify what you want from your financial resources, and we ask questions to help you get clarity on your goals and ambitions. It's in establishing your goals and needs that we begin to enable you to take control of your life and your finances. And it's really important for us to understand your ambitions, your concerns, and your attitude to investment risk so that we can take a joined up approach that works as your priorities change and as you face different life events. We ask you questions like, what do you like to do in your spare time? What are your biggest concerns right now? What challenges and changes do you expect to happen in the next 4 or 5 years? When would you like to retire? What does that retirement look like to you? Those types of questions. We're really, it probably feels a bit obvious to say that if you don't make a conscious decision to plan out your financial goals, you're at the risk of making ad hoc decisions that may well conflict with decisions that you've made in the past. Anyhow, with our financial planning hat on, this is where we crunch the numbers. So we look at what you have now, we reflect on your goals, take those into consideration, and we determine what the gaps are in your current financial position. It's important to know that lifestyle financial planning goes beyond what we traditionally refer to as wealth, assets, net worth, valuations, that kind of thing. It really does seek to understand what you want to achieve in your lifetime, what your values are, what you want to be doing in 5 or 10, 20, maybe even 30 years time. With our financial advisor hat then, it's really at the very end of the process, and we go to our toolbox. These are the financial products that we may use, we may not, but we may use them to fill gaps in your financial plan. So we advise on current products you may have and levels of contributions, and then if appropriate we can adjust those to find and identify products that more readily meet your needs.
As you can see on this chart here in front of us, it's the events and goals in somebody's life. So I have a couple here, 45 and 48, and their lifespan is broken up into 3 different parts. So they've the working and saving life, early retirement, and then late retirement. So we'll look at it in more detail. I'm just going to take you to another view now. So this is the same couple, just a different view. So we have their goals spread out here. So they have their 2 children going to university. They also hope to buy a holiday home. So they're saving for their deposit from now till they buy the holiday home, and they're going to take out a mortgage on that. Then the children graduate there, and 4 years later, they leave home. Then they would also like to gift their children 50,000 euros each for a deposit when they're both 30. They have that they're retiring at 66. That's when you can get the state pension, and mortality is at the age of 90 for both. So one is 3 years older than the other, so there's 2 mortalities. So that's the basic view of their timeline. But we can look at a different view here. So this is the dashboard. So as you can see, the blue line underneath here charts their basic needs, and then the black line is their total needs. So you can see in these years there is excess income that they can save. So I will just take you through different views that are available. So this is the Cashflow Modelling tool, and as you can see, if they were running short on cash, you would actually see cash here, red here, sorry, excuse me. So if they retired and they didn't have enough income to maintain their current lifestyle, red would show up here. These 2 spikes are, the first one here is when they plan to buy their holiday home. So they use some of their deposit that they use their savings for a deposit, they take out a loan. And then going forward, this is a planned withdrawal from their pension. Now we haven't put, in this example here, we haven't done anything with the planned withdrawal. So as you can see there, at present, they would have 390 euros, 1,000 euros even, available to them. So they can either keep that or they can reinvest it. So that's how it stands at the moment, and I'll take you through other options. So then looking at their assets, So as you can see, they're building their assets all during their life. Even as they're drawing off their pension, they are still building their assets. Their assets haven't actually gone down. So they've the family home, they've long-term savings, they have some cash, they have their pensions, and then they have the state pension also. So that's looking at the different assets that they accumulated all during their lives. Then it looks at their expenses. And as you can see here, their expenses are larger because their children are living with them at this stage. But then when they move out, their expenses drop accordingly. And then we look at the debts. The debts are all in their working life. So this is where their debts rise, where they buy the holiday home. So yeah, that's where they buy the holiday home and they're paying it off, and they pay it off before retirement. And then we look at other windows, their net worth, which is going up all the time. Even in retirement, as they're drawing off an income, it's still going up. So that's the views there. Let me see, what else would I like to show you? Yeah, this goal window here, they've reached all their goals 100%. So they're sending their children to university, and they've got their deposits, and they're buying a holiday home. The other thing we might look at here is at this stage they are both retiring at 66, which is, as I said already, when you can draw down the pension. But perhaps they'd both like to retire in the same year. So the younger person, if they both retire in the same year, could retire at 63, and the other person would be 66. And we'll look at the dashboard again and see, does that affect, I'm just bringing it back to the cash flow view. So see, does that affect their lifestyle? If they were short on money, it would show up here in the red. So they're well covered there. But we'll see, can they retire earlier than that? So we'll take the oldest person, the person that's 66, and we will maybe see, could they retire at 63? And then we'll have the other person retiring at 60. And we'll move the long-term investments along with that, because obviously they won't be earning the same income, so they'll have stopped paying into those investments at that time. So let's have a look at the dashboard again and see if there are any reds. Well, they can still do that. It's very viable for them to do this. So maybe they want to retire younger, so we'll go there. So 58, the same year. 61, and take the, whoops, move them a year ahead. Oops. So take that and see what that does to their, they can still do that, and we'll just bring them a year. So you, as you can see, you bring them a few years ahead, so they probably will run out of money at this stage, or not run out of money, but there'll be a shortfall. So the first person there retires at 56 and the second person at 59, and we'll look over at the dashboard, and as you can see there, that's where the red is, so they will actually have a shortfall in their lifestyle. But we can play around with that and just bring it a year forward and see how that looks. And also, as I pointed out in the one of the other views, when they retire, they will be getting a lump sum from their pensions. So we haven't planned on, we haven't adjusted that and put that into the plans yet. So it could be another way to shore up the shortfall that has accumulated here. So now that shortfall has gone away quite a lot. So as you can see, it's a really powerful tool that you can see in real time how you can plan your goals and your activities. So this is just recapping again on what cash flow modelling is and how it helps you. So that's the lifespan of the people we were looking at, and again it's looking in retirement on how they draw off their money. So this, you can probably answer this question now, learning what is your number. It probably makes sense after looking at the cash flow modelling process, because before that a lot of people don't know when enough money is enough. Actually, they come in three different categories. You have the people that don't have enough. Well, they need to start planning for their financial future. Then you have the people that have enough or too much. Well, they can live comfortably and enjoy their wealth and their financial freedom. And then you have the third category of people who just don't know. And in fact, that's where most people are. They don't know how long the money and the wealth they have accumulated in their working life will last them when they retire. And will they have to take a drop in their living standards and their lifestyle? So this tool, the cash flow modelling, is extremely helpful for people to visualise their financial future. So once you map out your goals, then it is very easy to look and see how long your money will last you.
In building our financial plans then and making financial decisions today, we need to have realistic expectations of what our financial resources can achieve. We need to, recognize and maybe even visualize any potential future bumps in the road, and really try to take those into consideration as we build out that financial plan. Really consider those various what-if scenarios and determine if we've taken the right steps and the right approach to protecting ourselves and our families against any of those potential consequences. It's really important to have regular reviews of your personal plan, maybe annually is optimum, to reflect and take into consideration any changes in your circumstances, or to take into, maybe there are certain lifestyle events that may have occurred that kind of change the position you're in right now. And so it's important to be able to adopt and edit and tailor those financial plans to take various circumstances into consideration.
Conor, I totally agree with you that an annual review is of critical importance with lifestyle financial planning, because it's there you address any changes that have occurred within the last year and update your goals and your financial portfolio to make sure you're still on track to achieve your targets and your goals. So Conor, could you have a look in the chat bar to see if we have any questions there?
Andrea, I see some questions coming in chat there. We have some time, so let's take a few. Someone asks, when is the best time to start a financial plan? Well, many of my clients ask that question when we first meet, and while there's no best age, it probably won't come as a surprise to hear me say that the best time to start a financial plan is right now. I mean, obviously the better, the earlier the better, so as to gain the benefits of compounding, but in truth, sooner rather than later. That's the key, really. Let me just see, the next question is, will you advise me on the best pension to pay into and how much I should pay into it? Well, good question. And really there's no one size that fits all when it comes to pensions. It really depends enormously on your personal circumstances and your income. So what we will do is we will review with you in the context of your overall financial plan the most appropriate pension for you and the right amount for you to save given your income and of course your ambitions in terms of your financial goals. Let's see, next question. Why do I need a financial advisor to build a plan? Gosh, well, there's a question. Well, I would argue that a financial planner adds real value in analysing all the information that you gather through the fact-finding process, and they review all that information with you and compile it and analyse it and use it to produce a report that improves your understanding of your current financial position and pinpoints areas of strength or weaknesses, and then with you kind of explains all of that, demystifies it, and builds a plan that points you towards the achievement of your overall financial goals. So I would argue that it's super critical, whether you choose to work with us or somebody else, to engage a financial planner. It gives you the best chance of achieving your overall life ambitions. Sorry, I'm looking ahead there. I see someone has asked, what is compounding? And I should have clarified. The best way I can explain it, and I'm sure there are far more technical descriptions, but compound interest for me is interest gained year on year on the interest earned in prior years. And apologies to Albert Einstein, who said that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. I'm sure I'm misquoting him, but he definitely said something of that nature. I think that's about it in terms of questions. So it just remains for me to say thank you very much indeed for your time today. Greatly appreciated. If you do have any questions after today, please don't hesitate to reach out. Our emails are available, and of course you can always pick up the phone. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.